Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Ilpyo Park. Let's get right into it. Okay, so just real quick, the reason I'm talking about Ilpyo Park today is because Ilpyo's true power was demonstrated at the episode 10 at the end of episode 10 today rather. And that's the episode that came out today. And so if you aren't like a Crunchyroll Premium member, you'll probably be finding out, I assume, tomorrow or the day after, once it comes out to all the other streaming platforms like 9anime and whatnot. And so it's really important for you to understand what Ilpyo is, because otherwise this story going forward wouldn't make much sense to you, because he's a really, really important part of the anime and just a really important supporting cast character. Okay, so you know that key that Mujin Park has been talking about since like episode number 2? Ilpyo Park is that key. And before I explain to you what the key is, I suppose I should explain to you what the lock is in this scenario to understand what Ilpyo Park does. Okay, so there was this non-aggression treaty essentially that was placed upon humans, which stated that humans can't attack gods. Gods can attack humans, but they generally agreed that they would stay out of the humans' ways in return for humans not being able to attack them, which was then signed by humans. However, the reason that the gods created this treaty was not because they were just too busy to deal with the humans, but it was rather because humans had roughly the same potential as gods, and so the gods didn't want that eventually humans became the ones leading the gods. And so they signed this treaty, which is the reason Tai Jinjin lost his arm against the fight against the Nox, because he wasn't able to stop that, sword attack thing that comes out of the air that you saw in episode 10. Again, I don't know the name of it. The giant ass sword that said, "I know not whose child it is. It existed before God." Yes, and so that's the reason he lost his arm, because he couldn't fight back against it because of the non-aggression treaty, and so that is what the key to what Ilpyo Park is. Ilpyo Park is the key to breaking that treaty. He has part of a god's soul within him, and so he's able to break that taboo, I believe it's referred to as in the anime. And so he can break that treaty because he's part god, and so a god attacking god is not stopped by the taboo. However, because he breaks it, it's also a human breaking it also as a god, and so that taboo just breaks, and once it breaks, all humans can attack gods and whatnot. And so that's what Ilpyo Park is. That's why Mujin Park is so hell-bent on getting the key, because he wants the ability to be able to fight back against the gods. He doesn't want to just be powerless if the gods ever decide to attack. And hence, now I'll explain to you what Ilpyo Park is. Okay, so Ilpyo Park is 18 years old before, he's 18 years old currently, and so he's, average height, lean build, moderately long blue hair. He's a pretty laid-back guy. However, you see, he also has a pretty convoluted backstory that sort of links him really closely to Mori. Basically, Ilpyo Park's grandfather was a member of Tai Jinjin's military unit, and they went on their final mission together. It was the mission where Tai Jinjin met Mori and his entire unit died. And so when Ilpyo's grandfather died, I can't remember his name. I'm sure I'll be able to find it in just a sec. Park Ilte. Okay, so there it is. Sorry about that. And so he died in that mission, and he was sort of writing a letter to his son. And he was giving his son a book on, the Taekwondo that he'd learned, because it was the strongest martial arts. However, since he passed away, Tai Jinjin decided that he would take it upon himself to deliver that. However, by the time he was able to, he was able to run away from everyone that was trying to kill him. Ilpyo's father, or Tai Jinjin's subordinate's son, had died, and so the only living relative at that time that existed was Ilpyo Park, and so he ended up giving that book, as was seen in episode 10, to Ilpyo Park, which is how he developed his martial arts, which is sort of like a play on Taekwondo. He changed things up a little and sort of developed it himself, as all martial artists do, everyone's martial art, despite where you learn it from, will always end up being a bit different. And so Ilpyo is an extremely, extremely strong character. So strong, in fact, that he will beat Mori Jean. Yes, quick spoiler. Okay, so the key. Basically, in the end of episode 10, he awakens that key and he gains the power of the nine-tailed fox. Yes, apparently the key is becoming Naruto. Okay. Basically, the nine-tailed fox is his god power, essentially. And so he's gonna become part god when he takes that form, or I suppose he's always part god, but he just takes out his god power in that mode. It's hard to explain. And so he is gonna beat Mori Jean. Quick spoiler again, I just said this, but whatever. Okay, so he was the reason he was actually teaching Mori Jean in episode 10, oh my god, I'm having a stroke, was because as shown in the episode, Taijin Jin asked Ilpyo to teach Mori a few things, because he was afraid that Mori was going to end up being weak, which he is not. And so Ilpyo's abilities are incredibly well, and they grow up and they only continue to grow incredibly. And so yeah, I think you understand most things about him. I don't want to reveal too much. I just want to tell you guys, what you should know for the upcoming episodes and for the story. I don't want to reveal what he becomes in the later arcs or anything of the sort. And so we're, I believe, about 6 minutes in. And so if you made it this far, please, hit the like button and subscribe, and please share. So thank you so much. You all have a great day. I'll catch you all on the flip side.